Hello, my dear viewers. Today is April 8th, time for our traditional review of events on the fronts of the Ukrainian war. So, what has happened in the last 2 or 3 days? Let's start with the Avdiivka direction, where our troops launched attacks along the entire line from the northern part, starting from the north of Avdiivka to the very westernmost, even southwestern part. Notably, the main threat to the enemy comes from our northern attacks, because if we push on a broad front towards Kecheretin, which is an evident maneuver from the actions of our command, the enemy is going to face major challenges, not only in holding the current lines, but also those lines that he has outlined in the western and northwestern areas to stabilize the front line, which he has so far failed to achieve. So, what happened? After a solid, massive artillery preparation, our troops attacked in the direction of Novokalinovo, made significant progress, and captured the outskirts of this settlement along with dairy farms. Here they dug in, and all day long yesterday the enemy tried to dislodge them. Our guys thankfully held their ground, and it seems offensive operations might continue here today. 7 aerial bombs were dropped on this small settlement yesterday alone, only in the evening. This implies a massive preparation by aircraft and artillery. I very much hope the offensive continues on this front. Our troops kept grinding down the enemy's defenses. In the area of Semyonovka, they've advanced a bit more. About half of the settlement is now under our control, and we are gradually pushing the enemy out of here, which is extremely important because by dislodging the enemy from their positions in Semyonovka, our path towards Berdichev becomes easier. A few days ago, they made a breakthrough in the western part of Berdichev, connecting with Semyonovskoye. This will become a significant pressure point against the enemy moving forward. Cheretin, that is, we keep our fingers crossed for our guys. Also to the south, our troops continue to attack. Yesterday they were able to break through from the south. In the southern part, the enemy's line of defense, which he was building along, well, to the west of the highway between Umanskoye and Nitalovo, and were able to take control of these positions from the south, from the direction of Nitailov, to knock out the enemy from there. Thus, this line of defense held out for only a few days. Our troops broke through it in one place, well, I think further progress will keep themselves waiting for a long time. Thereby, our troops have noticeably complicated the situation for the enemy in the Inatai area and the northwestern parts of Pervomaisk, where they are still trying to hold their positions. In fact, from the north, it will be very difficult for the enemy to hold the rest of Pervomaiskoye. We will go to Netailovo, and in this way we will gradually cover Krasnogorovka from the north. Between in Krasnohorivka itself and its surrounding areas, our aviation and artillery are active, preparing for future attacks. At the moment, everything seems to suggest that we will aim to surround this town rather than try to take it head on. Inside this town, there's a strong position. They can rely on a refractories factory, which is a brick factory. Here are powerful positions, and the enemy has made this an important defense point. Most likely, we will still try to surround it from the north and thus cut off its supplies, forcing it to vacate, as happened in Avdiivka. Further south, we continue our offensive actions in the Novomikhailivka area. Here, our attack aircraft are gradually pushing back the enemy. And I believe that ultimately we, or rather the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, will announce that this populated point has been fully cleared of the enemy. A very intense battle that has been ongoing for many months. I hope that in the end it will end in our favor.